this is Alexander Strabikin, and today I would like to talk to you about not something we usually talk about in these meetings, like the tool improvements, but some fun things you can build by actually using our tool. So the topic is called Become an Artist game. And first, let's see why we did this. As a part of HCL commitment to the products, one of our idea was to make as many people as possible aware of the products. So we started to bring them to conferences, expo, organize different events, and so on. But then we had the following challenge: how to attract people to our booth or stand or table, because these events are usually crowded and full of lots of interesting stuff. And we came up with this, well, at least as we think, great idea to build a game that would be fun and engaging, and people have a great time at our booth. And of course, the game, besides being fun, must be built using the tool we have. So the game is called Become an Artist, and Artist is also, it's a nice, well, play of words, because Artist is also a sister product of RTist that we sell under HCL brand. And the idea of the game is pretty simple. So player gets some random word to draw, and they must draw it in some limited time, 20 seconds in our case, and then the picture of this drawing is taken and is then we try to recognize what has been drawn in this picture. And if the recognition is successfully, player gets some score for this word and proceeds to the next word. And then I think we usually have prizes for people who did best during the day, or a couple of them. So now let's talk a little bit about hardware implementation of all of this and how did we use the tool. So now I think if you have a chance, you probably should try to switch your view to Andrei's webcam, who is helping me here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Because it will show the actual setup that we currently have in our office, but that usually travels with us to some events. So we start with these drawing boards. Originally, the first version of the game used paper, but people usually get so into the game, and I think the winner drew about 60 words successfully, so a lot of paper was wasted, and we got some complaints from some participants. So if I am to play here, I would draw something, then press this nice big red button, which is connected to the Raspberry Pi. We actually have the game application running, and the game application itself has been produced with the Artist tool. So when I press button, also you can see that there is a camera here and in the lamp, because lighting sometimes is very important for the successful recognition. So we have a lamp and a camera. We can turn it on and off and needed depending on the background light we have. And so as soon as the button is pressed, the image is taken. Then the image goes into recognition into this Raspberry Pi. And then if the recognition was successful, the game proceeds to the next round. And we have an external monitor. Unfortunately, it does not show the game currently, but let me see. Maybe I can do it. Yep. So there is also a monitor with the game. So let's see. Yeah, now I guess we can switch to my normal presentation. Yeah. So the game is, as I said, it was very fun to build, and I think I'll show you how to play it in a while if we still have time, which we should. Then it's actually corresponds to the very popular topic currently called Internet of Things. So it's similar that a lot of companies and people would like to build something for their small computational devices. And we use Raspberry Pi in this case, since it's affordable and available and so on. So other people can build their own games, and I'll talk a little bit about it as well. Then what makes this game IoT application is MQTT integration, and I'll show you how it looks like also. And beside this, we got some experience as actual users of the tool we are making, and were able to draw some conclusions from there. So now a few words about how the game works. So there is this camera button, and the game process are a C++ application we produced with HCL RTist. Then there is image recognizer, which is actually a Python script, and it talks via HTTP. And we have a web server running Node.js to talk with web application that shows the user the word to draw. So, yep, well, let me show you and actually start the game. So here is the game model itself. We will not go too much into the detail, but you can easily see that the main capsule is named game, and it's structured like this. It has the camera capsule, image recognizer that inherits HTTP, and we talked in some previous demo about HTTP library that we have. We have a push button and web server. And the game state machine looks pretty simple. So initially the game is in waiting state, and then as soon as the button is pressed, it draws the word. And if we go inside this drawing word state, we can see that as soon as drawing is completed, and that's also is signaled by pushing a button, we analyze it, and if analysis is successful, we proceed to the next word, and if it failed, we wait for another drawing until the time runs out. So now I think we'll show you how to play the game, but before we do that, let me start the actual game. So I'll just connect it to this Raspberry Pi, which is attached via Ethernet cable to the laptop I'm presenting from. So, and there is a simple shell script that just puts the right port for me to start the executable. Yep, so now it's ready. Yeah, one more thing. I think to show the game, I will try to share both of my screens, so you will see. Yep. Okay, now we are almost ready. So the application on the Pi is started, waiting for the debugger to be attached, and we'll do that by running this debug configuration I have prepared. Yep, and switch into yes. So, and it's now in suspended state. So, yep, now I pushed it, and we see that it's running. So it's waiting for a new game. Yeah, let me figure out. Okay. So now I think everything is set for playing. Yeah, the game actually has sound. So hopefully you should be able to capture it from Andrei's mic. Okay. So now I'm ready to start. I'll push the button. And now I should draw a circle. Yes. Okay. And you see, hey, the suggestions on the bottom. So now I quickly erase it and draw a T-shirt. Okay, I'm not really good at this, but let's see.
that was one of the guesses. So it was good enough. Now I'm drawing the envelope, and the faster I draw, the more points I get. Oh, it was not recognized. Okay. See? Yes, it worked nicely. Okay, so the game is very addictive, even for us, despite we played it so many times. So there how it goes. Yep. Okay, let me then lose on purpose, or even better, I will show you. Should be it. I'll show you this is MQTT dashboard. So what happens in the game is actually sent as MQTT events, and we have this dashboard. So let us find the thing. So you see, each time that I press a button, the button pressed counter should go, and yeah, so it was 40, now it's 41. Oh, that's very hard for me to draw. So I think. Wow, I did it. Anyway, so we have a number of statistics that is collected from MQTT events that are sent from the game. So now the game in 4 seconds will end, and we'll have, yeah, first of all, I will draw my name for high score list. Yep. And now we should be able to see, yeah, in the dashboard, there we have a new high score and we have a new game, and I can tell you that I have drawn 7 words successfully. So I think that's everything.
So, Alex, can you go back to your headset instead of Andrei's computer sound?
Let's answer.
Yeah, that's better. Thanks.
I get too excited with the game, so I have forgotten the most important part. Yep, let me just quickly grab my sharing back. Yep. So that's the MQTT dashboard and the site. Yep. So we have this game published on GitHub, and we encourage everyone to try it, to see, and maybe to contribute. So to find it, you can use this URL, or if you just Google for Become an Artist GitHub, it will be the first link that will appear. And also, as you might probably know, this artist tool is non-commercial use. So if you want to play with it at home or have any other questions, please feel free to reach us at artist@hcl.com. So any questions now?
No, it really looks nice.
Thank you, but you should really enjoy it by playing. So I think the demo, well, it's the best we could do, but it does not really, well, you cannot really transmit the fun we're having playing it over this web conference.
Alexander, I just have a brief question. Do you have the target RTS for the Raspberry Pi available?
Yes, we do. We do have it for us that we use. I don't think we have published it, right, Matthias? But we discussed it at some point, and actually,
Yes.
it was easy to build it. I would say it was just a replacing of. I think we use cross compiler for target RTS as well, right?
Yes, we used the cross compiler on Windows to build for Raspberry Pi. So we just built it as usual without any changes. Just changed the name of the compiler.
Okay, thank you.
So try it and let us know if you have any troubles or questions. We would be glad to help.
Yeah, and we heard that some of you have the challenge of training newcomers in your teams maybe, and of course you can train with traffic light and those simple models, but this is an attempt to make it a bit more fun, so that if people see that you can actually build quite cool applications with this tool, and maybe the interest will become bigger. That was at least our intention.
Super. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Alex.